Matt again, back with another video to help relieve some of that retroactive jealousy you might be suffering from. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Matt, and I was a retroactive jealousy sufferer for more than 13 years. And thankfully, I can say I have finally found my way out of it. And these videos are to help you kind of relieve some of that pain that you might be going through. Any jealous thoughts, any intrusive thoughts on your significant other's past. We can help combat anxiety a little bit and make life a little more exciting for everybody out there. So today I wanted to make a video because in the course, somebody asked me an interesting question, and so it kind of has something to do with my own personal experience too. So I want to try my best to answer it. It's a very interesting question, but the question is, should I get married in order to cure my retroactive jealousy, or will getting married or getting engaged help relieve some of that pain? So this is a tough question to answer because the answer is both yes and no, I guess, as I would say. Should you get married if you have retroactive jealousy? So the answer to that question is, yeah, sure. You should get married even if you're suffering from retroactive jealousy. And what I mean by that is, if you know enough about RJ, like you know what it is, you know why you're suffering from it, and you're taking the steps in order to cure it, and you know that, like, hey, I know this takes time, but I'm on the steps to curing it. I know what's happening with me, and I know very soon it's going to go away. Then there's no reason why you shouldn't get engaged or get married or anything like that, if that's your plan already. So I don't want you to think like, oh, I'm engaged, my wedding date is on, this day in 6 months, but I'm suffering from retroactive jealousy, so maybe we should push the wedding even more because I'm still feeling it, and so on and so forth. And oh no, that's not what I mean. You don't want that to affect your life in that way, because you're giving this thing power, and you don't need to be giving it any power at all. So when I say no, you shouldn't get married, what I'm saying, the answer to that question is, if you think that you're suffering and the only way to get rid of the pain is to get married or is to get engaged, then no, because you might feel good for a couple days, you might feel good for a week, but again, it's going to flare up again. It's going to rise up. You can't solve the problem unless you really face it head on, and that's just the way it is. And the reason I said from my own personal experience at the beginning of the video was because I was suffering from retroactive jealousy when I proposed to my now wife. So I was going through a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. And in my mind, when I proposed, I had planned to do it because I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. I knew retroactive jealousy was annoying and it was getting in the way. But at that point in time, like, I knew that there was a way out. I had read enough information to know I'm gonna get over this someday. So I'm not gonna let my feelings now affect my future. I can push through it and do what I wanna do. I can throw caution to the wind, so to speak. So I proposed to my wife while I was still suffering from retroactive jealousy. And for a couple days afterwards, I felt great. It was like something new, something happened. I felt like she was more like mine now, I guess, is kind of the thoughts that came in my head. But again, a few days later, like, it slowly kept creeping back up, as it always does. But I knew at that point, with a little bit of hard work, a little bit of determination, a little bit of willpower, I could power through and cure it. And by the time we got married, we were engaged for only a month, very, very fast. By the time we got married, I was done. I was out of my retroactive jealousy. So in that case, it was okay for me. So like I said, it just has to do with that mindset that you have going into it. If you think that, man, I'm suffering from retroactive jealousy, but if I get married or propose to my significant other, if I get engaged, whatever it is, I don't have to worry about them talking to other people. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about that. That's not the way to go about life. You need to get married and get engaged because you're in love with this person and you want to spend the rest of your life with this person, not because, you want to grasp onto this person and, try to make that cure any emotional feelings you have inside. So if that's the case, don't get married yet, put it off, get through your retroactive jealousy, whatever it is, and then see if you actually really want to be with this person. But if you're in a situation now where it's like, hey, I love this person, I'm head over heels for him, there's nobody else like it, I want to get married to this person, but I'm suffering from, this condition, you can push through and still do what you need to do. I understand people who say, well, I want to get over it so I'm not feeling, crappy during my wedding or things like that. I understand that. But in order to push through that, in order to go through with plans you may have already have, please don't let your retroactive jealousy decide that for you. You make the decision for yourself. Get married if you want to get married. Get engaged if you want to get engaged. And I promise you, you put in the steps, your RJ is going to subside, and it's going to subside very, very quickly. So I hope that video kind of helped you out a little bit. I know there's kind of two sides to the spectrum, but again, don't let your RJ affect something that you already planned to do. Don't let it do that because it's your life. It doesn't belong to your retroactive jealousy. You can power through. Don't let it alter any decisions. If you want to get married, if you want to get engaged because you're in love with somebody, push through and do it. Because I promise your retroactive jealousy is going to go away. It is not a permanent thing by any means whatsoever. With the little hard work, the steps we talk about in the course, it's going to be completely done and over with. But don't think in getting engaged, don't think getting married, don't think doing these things is going to be the thing that's going to cure it. Because again, you cannot cure your retroactive jealousy by going around it, by weaving through. You have to cure it. You have to find that relief. You have to overcome it by facing it head on. Just like all our problems in life, you try to go in opposite direction, you try to do that, it's always going to find you. So face that RJ head on, and I promise you, you will get through it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully that shed some light for some of the people that asked that question. And again, be on the lookout for any other videos. Comment below if you have any other questions and I can answer them, or I'll make some videos for you guys to answer them. All right, guys, hope you have a good day. Take care.